At 80, Tom Selleck finally tells the truth about James Garner. Tom Selleck was born as Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan. He came from a working-class family that later moved to Sherman Oaks, California. Growing up in Southern California after World War II, Selleck loved sports, especially basketball, and he thought his life would go in that direction. He went to the University of Southern California on a basketball scholarship. He played for the USC Trojans while studying business. At this time, acting wasn't something he thought about as a career, but fate had different plans. A drama teacher at USC told him he should try acting. After taking some classes and appearing in a few commercials, including the famous Pepsi commercials of the 1960s, Selleck found himself interested in acting on stage and in front of cameras. His natural charm, tall height, and rugged good looks made him stand out, setting up what would soon become a legendary career in TV and movies. Selleck's early years as an actor were full of both struggle and never giving up. He appeared as a guest on several TV shows in the 1960s and 1970s, including roles in The Dating Game and The Rockford Files. While these were pretty small chances, they let him get experience, improve his skills, and make valuable connections in Hollywood. One of the most important moments in his early career was his friendship with James Garner, who became both a teacher and supporter. At the same time, Selleck was also considered for several big roles in movies, but many of those early chances slipped away. One of the most notable near misses was his audition for the role of Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Even though George Lucas and Steven Spielberg liked him, scheduling problems with his breakthrough TV show kept him from taking on what might have been another famous role. The turning point in Tom Selleck's career, and the role that made him famous, came in 1980, when he got the part of Private Detective Thomas Magnum in the hit CBS series Magnum Pie. With his signature Hawaiian shirts, Ferrari sports car, and instantly recognizable mustache, Selleck became the perfect example of cool and tough masculinity in the 1980s. The show ran for 8 successful seasons, earning Selleck an Emmy Award and a Golden Globe Award. Beyond its commercial success, Magnum P.I. let Selleck create one of the most lasting TV characters of the decade. Charming yet tough, funny yet deeply human, fans loved not just the action and mystery of the show, but also Selleck's ability to bring warmth, humor, and realness to the role. His performance was so famous that even decades later, when people think of TV detectives, Thomas Magnum often comes to mind. Selleck didn't limit himself to television. He moved into movies as well, starring in a wide range of films during the 1980s and 1990s. Among his most notable works was 3 Men and a Baby in 1987, a comedy that became a huge box office hit and showed his ability beyond action roles. He also appeared in westerns, such as Quigley Down Under in 1990, a movie that highlighted his love for the genre and showed that his rugged screen presence fit perfectly into the cowboy tradition of Hollywood movies. These roles added depth to his career, proving he could be both a funny actor and a serious dramatic performer. In later years, Selleck continued to stay important in Hollywood by reinventing himself and taking on roles that showed his maturity and seriousness. Since 2010, he has starred as Frank Reagan in the long-running CBS police drama Blue Bloods. As the father figure of a family of New York law enforcement officers, Selleck has brought dignity, authority, and emotional depth to the role, earning praise from critics and fans alike. His performance on the show has become another career-defining moment, cementing his status as one of the most lasting TV stars of all time. From 1971 to 1982, Tom Selleck was married to model Jaqueline Ray, a striking and glamorous woman whose career in the fashion world put her in the spotlight during the late 1960s and early 1970s. Their marriage lasted over 10 years, and during that time, Selleck made one of the most important personal decisions of his life. He chose to legally adopt Jaqueline's young son, Kevin Shepard, who had been born in 1966 from her previous relationship. This adoption showed Selleck's deep sense of responsibility and his desire to create a stable family life despite the pressures of his rising career in Hollywood. Kevin would grow up not only with the influence of his mother and stepfather, but also surrounded by the unique atmosphere of Hollywood in the 1970s, where Selleck's career was beginning to change from small TV appearances to major recognition. Kevin later found his own path in life, discovering his calling in music. He became a professional drummer, and eventually gained success as part of the American rock band Tonic, a group that found fame in the 1990s with hits that placed them firmly in the mainstream alternative rock scene. While Kevin's journey was his own, Selleck's adoption and support during his growing up years clearly gave him a foundation from which he could pursue his artistic dreams. After his divorce from Jacqueline Ray, Selleck's personal life eventually brought him across the Atlantic, where he would meet the woman who would become his lifelong partner. On August 7, 1987, Tom Selleck married Gilly Joan Mack, a British actress and dancer born in 1957. Their meeting was like fate. Selleck, who was in London for work, went to see a performance of the musical Cats, one of the most popular stage shows of its time. It was there that he noticed Gilly, who was performing in the show, and was immediately attracted by her charm and presence. What began as a chance meeting grew into a romance, and despite Selleck's growing fame in America and Gilly's established career in Britain, the two built a strong relationship. Their wedding ceremony was kept pretty private, showing Selleck's preference for keeping his personal life away from the intense attention of the Hollywood spotlight. The marriage proved lasting, marked by genuine friendship and mutual respect. Together, Tom and Gilly welcomed their only child, Hannah Margaret Selleck, born on December 16, 1988. Unlike many celebrity children who moved toward the entertainment industry, Hannah chose a very different path. She developed a love for horses and horse riding sports from an early age, influenced partly by the open spaces and natural environment in which she was raised. Over the years, Hannah grew into a successful and highly respected competitive horse rider, representing her family with grace and discipline on the international stage. Selleck has often spoken with pride about Hannah's achievements, admiring her dedication and determination to pursue her passion in a field that demands both physical strength and mental toughness. The Selleck family made their home in Southern California, choosing to live in a peaceful and large setting rather than in the busy neighborhoods of Hollywood. They live on a 60-acre avocado ranch located in Hidden Valley, near Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, California. The property, steeped in a bit of Hollywood history, was once owned by legendary entertainer Dean Martin, and it provided the Sellecks with both privacy and a sense of connection to the land. Unlike many actors who surround themselves with the fancy things of luxury, Selleck got involved in the everyday responsibilities of ranch life. The avocado groves, dirt roads, and open fields gave him not just a retreat, but a place where he could physically work with the world around him. In a 2012 interview with People magazine, Selleck spoke honestly about the satisfaction he found in taking care of the ranch. He explained that for him, hard physical work on the land was far more satisfying than spending hours in a gym. "So, I like to get outside and work on the ranch. From fixing roads to clearing brush," he said, emphasizing how the natural work kept him grounded. With his typical humor, he added, "I hate going to the gym, so sweating outdoors sure beats sitting on a stationary bike, staring at my belly button." This quote not only highlighted his practical and down-to-earth nature, but also showed how Selleck embraced simplicity despite his fame. He even joked that he worked cheaper than anyone he could hire, revealing his strong work ethic and the pride he took in personally contributing to the upkeep of his home. For Selleck, the ranch is more than a piece of property. It represents a lifestyle choice and a philosophy. It provides balance against the often crazy world of Hollywood, giving him a place to recharge and to be himself away from cameras and scripts. His life on the ranch alongside Gilly and Hannah shows his devotion to family, privacy, and authenticity, values that have helped him maintain both a long-lasting career and a stable personal life in an industry where such stability is rare. At the age of 80, Tom Selleck has reached a stage in life where looking back feels not only natural but necessary. After decades of keeping a respectful silence, he has finally chosen to speak openly about one of the most important influences in his life and career, James Garner. For years, Selleck had carefully avoided talking about Garner in depth, fearing that his words might not capture the huge respect and gratitude he felt. Yet now, with the perspective of a long and successful career, he is ready to share the truth. His truth about the man he considered not just a colleague but a teacher, a role model, and ultimately a friend. Selleck remembers that his admiration for Garner began long before the two ever worked together. Like millions of Americans, Selleck had grown up watching Maverick in the 1950s, where Garner showed a natural, easygoing charm that set him apart from the tough, serious cowboys of the time.